Facebook. One of our favorite things. We have Chris Murray back in the fold. Happens to be the VP of Marketing for the great Island Federal. And we say good morning to you, sir. Great to have you back here on the call.
Good morning, Jay. Great to be back. How you been, bud?
Feeling good. Everything's fantastic as we get into the crux of the holiday season. Island Federal, one of the great institutions around. No question about it. Chris, define for the audience again the primary difference between a credit union like Island Federal and a regular bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Credit unions offer all of your regular day-to-day banking needs, checking accounts, ATMs, direct deposits, credit cards, mortgages, auto loans, all those things. The big difference is credit unions are nonprofits, where banks are for-profit businesses. Now, how does that affect you? As a bank, they're using your money to invest it and make returns for their shareholders and for their stock price. With a credit union, we are a nonprofit organization. What that means is all the revenue made by the credit union goes right back to the members who we serve here on Long Island. Some of the ways to get that money back to you, lower fees on checking accounts and things like that, lower rates on mortgages, HELOC loans, auto loans, products like that as well. So when you join a credit union, you're actually becoming a member of that credit union. You have the opportunity to have a say in what happens in that credit union and what they actually do there as well. A big difference also, most banks, anybody can join a bank. Credit unions are much more localized. Here at Island Federal, we only service folks here on Long Island. So everything we do, everything we talk about is about what's best for the folks here on Long Island.
And that's a key point, what Chris just said. Because that you are not for profit, that's why credit unions are very supportive, for instance, of charities, right? I mean, that prime example.
Absolutely. It's a huge part of our charter is people helping people. As a nonprofit, it's important for us here at Island Federal to give back and be very involved, in particular with charities that affect the people right here on Long Island.
Especially this time of the year, no question about it. If you can, give the audience some examples of the charities that Island Fed supports.
Yeah, absolutely. This past month, we worked very closely with Long Island Cares and the food banks right here on Long Island. I was shocked talking to them how much food is needed here on Long Island. 300,000 people on Long Island every year require emergency food at some point throughout the year. And of those 300,000, 40% are children right here on Long Island that are some way, shape, or form food insecure. I think we get a little spoiled sometimes. You want the new lease, you want the bigger house, you forget sometimes the basic needs and what we can do to help our neighbors here as well. So what we did, we put a call out. We had 50,000 members here on Long Island, and we asked for their help, and they came out in droves. They came to all of our branches, they dropped off food, they donated money, and over the course of a month or so, we donated 1,000 pounds of food to Long Island Cares here to be distributed to families. And those numbers I gave you, that's on a normal year. This past year, it's even higher. COVID-19 had a lot of effects on people, both their health and their finances. So we were really proud that our community rallied around this cause to give back. And it was great to really help out those families this time of year in particular.
And this the advantage of being a not-for-profit. Now, also, besides the great charitable work you do for the various organizations, Island Federal does some great things when it comes to our veterans. And, for instance, we know Suffolk County leads in population as far as the state of New York with our veterans. And you guys have been so supportive of vets, their families as well, right?
Absolutely. Veterans are a huge part of Long Island's story. If you go back to World War II and all the vets coming home, Levittown and the suburbs and developments, Long Island was pretty much built in a lot of ways on supporting veterans and the veteran populations here. Over 100,000 veterans, currently reside here on Long Island. So we've always been very involved in giving back to vets in need. Very recently, we've been big partners for the Lieutenant Michael Murphy Navy SEAL Museum being built out here in Sayville. This is an amazing facility that took a long time to get done, but thankfully it's just about ready to be opened up and open their doors to the public here to tell the story of all the brave men and women who have served overseas and their sacrifices they've made. And for all those folks and the ones back here at home that may need some help getting back into life here as well. So many veterans have a tough time transitioning from active service back to day-to-day life. And we're really proud to work with organizations to support those folks and help tell those stories to the folks here on Long Island.
No question. Big support without question. Chris Murray with us, VP Marketing, Island Federal. It's amazing to me because when you think about our group here at JVC Broadcasting and the stations involved here, and we've run a lot of PSAs, Chris, as you know, about your phenomenal scholarship program. Can you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, going to college is every kid's dream in a lot of ways, right? And the cost of college has not gotten any less expensive as we've seen going forward every single year. And
Yeah.
it's getting hard for a lot of working class families. Think about that burden of, can I help provide for my son or daughter or child's education in a way? So to date, we've given out over $740,000 in scholarships to folks here on Long Island, to kids and seniors here. Every year, we're giving out $50,000 in scholarships. And it's very easy to apply. There's no essay. There's no transcript needed. All you need to do is stop by your local branch, complete the form, become a member here at Island Federal, and you're signed up for that scholarship. So supporting higher education is something we're very big on here at Island Federal. We're title partners over at Stony Brook University and the hospital there as well, because we think it's so important to give people the opportunity for higher education to really advance their lives in a way forward.
And again, you're wondering how to apply. It's so easy. No essays, right, Chris? No essays. It's merely just opening an account, right? You walk in, any Island Federal, you open up a checking account, you're right in.
Yep, bring down your driver's license. We actually give you your first dollar to make you an official member here. There's no upfront cost at all. And you'll start to see all the benefits you can receive by being a member here at Island versus banking with one of the national large banks.
Fantastic stuff. One of the things I notice, all the charities that you mentioned are all local organizations. I think that is so key. So nice to see Island Federal supporting people right here in our backyard. When you can do something at home and support the fine folks, that says a lot to me.
Yeah, Jay, I think we're kind of Goldilocks. We've been here since for 65 years in the Long Island community. We're well established. We're a very healthy credit union, but we're not so big that we've forgotten where we are and who we serve. We're kind of right in that sweet spot where we know what we're doing. We know what the Long Island community is about, but we haven't grown so large. We're not focused on other states or other parts of the country. Everything we do is about making life better here on Long Island. So that's why I think Island Federal is so special and unique between other credit unions and banks, that we're right in that sweet spot in the middle.
It's so important. When you can do it at home, folks, it goes a long way in your own communities. Fantastic stuff. Always love talking with you, my friend. Chris Murray.
Absolutely, Jay. Great to have you.
And we'll talk soon again.
Sounds good, my man. Talk to you soon. Thanks for the time.
Happy holidays.
You too. Take care.
VP Marketing, Chris Murray. And ladies and gentlemen, we will return right after this.